up, blocker, up, gloves, up, blocker, up, gloves, up, blocker, up, glove, up, blocker, up. When moving from your stance to your hybrid, the goal is to go into this hybrid without moving the foot on your vertical leg. The key will be to keep the weight back on the heel of the vertical skate and make sure your knee doesn't go in front of your toe. Also, remember to keep your hands and elbows constant when moving from your hybrid to your stance. High repetitions will be the key when practicing the hybrid progression series. Now let's take a more detailed look into movement and positioning. Many goalies, parents, and coaches ask me what's the key to my system. The most important aspect to the pro hybrid goaltending system is actively tracking every puck. The goalie must always know where the puck is in order to be on angle. The most efficient way to find the new angle is by constantly tracking and staying visually attached to the puck. Goalies that actively track the puck and rotate before their body moves are always square. Tracking is the first step in movement, and square is the first part of position. To maximize efficiency, a goalie must first track in order to gain squareness and make the save look easy. I created the visual lead position system to instill a track-first mentality into all my goalies. Volume 1 introduced the 5 points of the crease. These 5 points, along with the goalie's need to practice positioning, inspired me to create the visual lead position system. The visual lead position system uses pre-existing points on the ice called visual leads to create angles to the middle of the net. These angles each correspond to a specific position that a goalie should occupy in the crease in order to maximize efficiency. The only way to make the track-first mentality a habit is to constantly train using visual leads. Goalies will get into bad habits if visual leads are not used during drills. Here are the visual leads that make up the visual lead position system when a goalie is in the crease. First, we have top angle. The top angle is the point in the middle of the ice. A cone or the far net can be used as a visual lead. Next, left far dot. Left red. Left blue. Left dot. Left hash. Left bottom, and left post. The same points are used on the right side of the ring. Through multiple visual lead tracking repetitions, a goalie's muscle memory is activated to know the feeling of being perfectly set in a specific angle. When a puck is introduced into a game or practice setting, the visual lead position system creates a blueprint for the goalies to map out their position. This blueprint gives the goalie confidence that he is in the best possible position to stop the next shot. This confidence comes from multiple reps of training with the visual lead position system. Goaltenders and coaches often ask me for new goaltending drills. Understanding the visual lead position system coupled with knowing the types of movements and save executions literally puts an infinite number of drills at your disposal. Let's take a look at how to use the visual lead position system to create goaltending drills. There are 2 types of drills in the pro hybrid goaltending system: movement drills and position drills. A movement drill has a preset pattern. For example, start top, power stride right hash, snap, recover top, power stride left hash, snap, recover top. Go! Snap, go! Go! Snap, go! When you know the pattern of a drill, you can focus on a specific aspect of movement. For example, getting your travel foot up and underneath your center of gravity during power strides. Making sure that your travel foot gets up and underneath your body is more important than the height of your travel foot. Let's watch that one more time. Nice job. The second type of drill is called a position drill. A position drill has no preset pattern. The coach must call out the visual lead and the goalie responds accordingly. When using the visual lead position system for position drills, you don't need to say the side, left or right, if you intend for the goalie to stay on the same side of the ice. I created position drills to more truly match game situations. In a game, a goalie does not know where the next move will be. He must interpret and react to each play individually. During position drills, the goalie must wait to hear the next point from the coach, process the information, and react as quickly as possible. Position drills simulate the same part of the brain that goalies use to interpret the play in front of them during a game. Remember to actively track to each visual lead before moving. This technique will be the key to mastering position drills. In order to master a specific technique, a goalie must master each step within the process. All techniques in the PHT system follow a progression. The drills can be run at two speeds, progressive speed and game speed. When a drill is run at progression speed, the goalie executes each step of the specific process individually. Let's take a look at how a position crease movement drill can be run at progression speed. For progression speed drills, when I call out a point, the goalie will only track to the visual lead. When I say go, the goalie will move. Right dot, go. Right blue, go. Left blue, go. Dot, go. Hash, go. Top, go. When I tap my stick to the ice, the goalie will execute a butterfly. When I say hybrid, the goalie will hybrid square to the puck. Hybrid. Now when I say go, the goalie will execute a butterfly push-off through the angle. Go. Progression speed can also be used to work on stationary save execution drills. Remember that rotation is not a part of save execution. If a goalie rotates when he makes a save, he handcuffs himself and loses squareness to the puck. Rotation is a part of movement, not save execution. To run a stationary save execution drill using progression speed, the goalie will make the save, instantly track the puck to the corner, then on hybrid, the goalie will hybrid square to the puck. On go, he'll recover to the rebound, then on go, he'll come back to the top of the crease. Shot, hybrid, go, go. It is important to remember when running drills at progression speed that each step of the process is done as quickly as possible. Progression speed doesn't mean slower. Progression speed puts an emphasis on each step of the process to make sure that the end result is correct. When a drill is run at game speed, the goalie will execute all movements and play out all pucks the same as he would in a game situation. Most drills are done at game speed. I like to combine progression and game speed drills together. An example would be the first 2 reps of a drill can be done at progression speed, and the rest of the drill can be done at game speed. If a goalie is struggling with a specific movement, we'll fix the problem by going back to progression speed to target the issue. Once the problem is identified and fixed, we can continue to carry out the drill at game speed. We can use progression speed to help John out with his butterfly push-offs. Let's see how it works. When I tap my stick, John will butterfly. When I say hybrid, John will hybrid square to the puck. Now on go, he's going to push off through the middle of the ice to make the save. Watch how square John is before he pushes, and watch how strong his load is in his butterfly push-off. Snap, hybrid, go. Snap, hybrid, go. Snap, hybrid, go. Before each drill, I make sure the goalie understands what each command means, the purpose of the drill, and I have the goalie tell me one aspect of his game that he would like to focus on during that drill. I'll call out visual leads and John will move to the corresponding points. Whenever I tap my stick, John will butterfly. When I say go, John will either recover, power stride, or shuffle to the shot to make the save, move to the rebound, and then take the next shot immediately. Left dot, hash, top, go. Away, hash, post, top, go. I'll call out visual leads and John will move to the corresponding points. Whenever I say go, John will come to the puck for a stationary shot. But now when I tap my stick, John will execute a butterfly slide for a dynamic save. Left blue, right blue, pass. Away, that way. Blue. We can also use position drills to work on the principles of net play. John will start off on his right side post. When I call out visual leads, John will move accordingly. When I tap my stick, he'll execute a butterfly. Now when I say go, John will find the puck and play it live using the principles of net play. Bottom, hash, dot, hash, post. You can make an infinite number of drills just by changing the pattern, location of shot, or drill instructions using the visual lead position system. First, choose movement or position. If you choose movement, the first step is to choose your visual lead pattern. Remember, movement drills have a preset pattern. Next, pick your speed, game speed or progression speed. For game speed drills, execute all movements and play out all pucks as you would in a game. The coach simply says go to have the goalie execute each movement. For progression speed drills, the goalie executes each step of the technique individually. The coach uses words like track, snap, and hybrid. Finally, choose the location of the shot. If you choose a position drill, the first step will be to pick your speed, game speed or progression speed. For game speed drills, execute all movements and play out all pucks as you would in a game. The coach says go to have the goalie execute each movement. For progression speed drills, the goalie executes each step of the technique individually. The coach uses track, snap, and hybrid.